Alvarez here on Wrestling Observer Live. We are here every day, Monday through Friday, noon Pacific, 3 Eastern, Sunday, 3 Pacific, 6 Eastern, Saturday mornings with Jim Valley, 10 a.m. Pacific, 1 Eastern, Sundays with Andrew Zarian. And it is a Tuesday here on the show. You know what that means? We got a lot of news to get into here today. Do we ever? It's a very, very busy weekend upcoming. We're coming off a very busy weekend. We got NXT TV coming up tonight. We got Dynamite coming up tomorrow with Continental Classic matches. And then we got Final Resolution. We got Ring of Honor Final Battle. We got NXT Deadline. The list goes on and on. In a week, we have got the Saturday night's main event. Obviously, the Raw report will be coming up as well, and plenty more to get into. But I do want to open with the news that CM Punk's dog Larry has passed away. Punk released a statement Tuesday announcing the dog that he and AJ rescued from Paws Chicago 11 years ago crossed the Rainbow Bridge recently, he said. Paws Chicago is a no-kill shelter. They posted a video in 2023 detailing Punk and Lee's adoption of Larry. Of course, Larry probably among the more famous dogs in wrestling. Punk and AJ talked about Larry all the time, and Larry recently passed away. So all the best to Punk and AJ. Very sad to hear that. Pretty much everybody in wrestling has been sending condolences, so very sorry to hear that. So we'll get into all of the other news today, including TNA Wrestling, their new television deal, all the details we have about that. We'll have more on the front page of WrestlingObserver.com as well coming up. But that's going to be the top story other than Raw, and we'll get into all of it after the break. If you want to text us today, 425-780-7566. That is 425-780-7566. We'll get into all of that after the break. Observer Live. Just a quick note before this free video. If you click like and subscribe, I'd be very thankful.
A special guest, a returning guest, Kenny Omega. How's it going?
It's going well.
You were our most popular guest ever since the days of Bruno Sammartino, who was our previous most popular guest.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's incredible.
Tell us a little bit, I guess, about like just the recovery from everything that you went through.
Told everyone beforehand, I said, hey guys, like, look, I don't know what's wrong with me. Maybe there's a flu going around. I might have COVID again or something. But I really don't feel reliable right now. I feel like I could just keel over and have to go into the fetal position, because when these pains hit, it's really bad. I said, I look at myself in the mirror. I said, I feel like really pale, really blue. It was like a heating pad or meant for like a shoulder injury. But I was just kind of like clutching onto it, like backstage. And I'm like, oh, and I was kind of doing like the old Mankind, you know, when he was sitting in the corner and you kind of like rock back and forth. I'm doing that with this device. And they said, yeah, do you mind coming back and just being prepared to stay in the hospital for quite a while? And I'd said, if that's what we need, then that's what we'll do. And I said, I'll pack a bag, like a little gym bag, and I'll head to you guys tomorrow, like first thing. They said, no, like you need to come now. And I said, oh, come on now. It's like, I just got home. Like, at least let me, like, I'm kind of in pain and stuff. Is it okay if I just rest, take it easy, and then show up? And they're like, well, we don't want to like worry you or anything, but you could be at risk of dying. So like, you need to come in. Okay, all right.
Man.
Case closed. I'll be right there.
Man.
So yeah, and then that sort of was the start of a bit of a process. And they had said, hey, have no expectation. Just go into this thing, into your recovery, being happy with any positive improvement. And that actually helped to hear that. You know, not to be too hard on myself or to beat myself up over not seeing immediate improvement. I got myself into a position where I felt like, yeah, maybe I can do this again. And the Tokyo Dome show came and went, and I was extremely happy with it. And I thought like, well, if that's the last one ever for me, then boy, I'm satisfied with that. And I'm always very thankful that when I have a performance that I feel does not disappoint fans or myself, it's something to hang my hat on. So that's where I'm at right now, I guess.
Back in the show, Bryan Alvarez here, Wrestling Observer Live. And yes, Filthy is here today. For some reason, I thought I was going to be going solo today, but he showed up. What's going on?
Kind of disappointed in myself.
For showing up?
Now. Yeah.
Could
have had
we'll have fun.
Paid day off.
We'll have a lot of fun today. Well, you're going Thursday solo, so it wasn't really I was going to kind of switch things, but hey, listen, let's talk about TNA. They officially have a new television home. Confirming what had become increasingly likely over the past couple of weeks, it was announced today TNA has reached a multi-year media rights deal with AMC. Deal begins on Thursday, January 15, 2026. A live Impact episode from the Curtis Colwell Center, Garland, Texas. Impact will be carried on both the AMC television channel and its streaming service, AMC Plus. The show had been airing on Thursdays from 8 to 10. It will now be airing from 9 to 11 Eastern, so an hour later. And I guess there were rumors for reasons I absolutely cannot explain. But it was reported by, I don't know who it was today, but somebody posted that the TNA WWE NXT deal was done after this. And it's absolutely not at all. The NXT WWE TNA deal is pretty much the reason they got this television deal. They mentioned in the press release their relationship with WWE and NXT. I guess everybody involved has stated today it is not going away. This is from all sides. It would make no sense for the two sides to stop working together. So I don't know where that came from, but that is not the case. So the press release noted a bunch of different things about the history of TNA, et cetera, et cetera. And what is interesting is they mentioned that the debut is going live, but that's all they mentioned. So the two big questions. We knew that TNA was getting a television deal. CW had been rumored this summer. Then over the past couple of weeks, AMC began to be rumored. And, Carlos Silva had stated in interviews that he actually flat out said, what we're looking for is $10 million a year. And, that sounds like a lot of money. And for TNA, it's a lot of money. But if you're looking like the amount of money that, I think NXT's $30 million a year and AEW is significantly more than that. WWE is miles beyond that. $10 million is it's a bargain for
a drop
AMC.
in the bucket.
It kind of is, really, if you look at the kind of numbers that wrestling delivers. Although of late, with the big data plus panel, they're not doing quite as well. But still, $10 million. It's a 3-year deal, so it looks like $30 million over 3 years, and that's good money for TNA. I don't know if it's financially feasible, even with $10 million a year, to go live every week, nor do I think they need to go live every week. I think they will be perfectly fine going live every other week or however they're doing it now. I don't think they need to go live every week. And it was not mentioned in the press release here. And they did a Zoom call this morning, and I don't think it was mentioned there either. So we'll see if they end up going live every week. I think if AMC will allow them not to, they should take advantage of that because they would end up making a lot more money in profit not going live every week. But I guess we'll see. But they got their television deal. I know there's at least one person on the chat that said it wasn't going to happen, and of course they're not here today. But they're now on AMC. 57 million homes.
For all the people complaining about the recent booking in TNA, look what happens as soon as they get rid of Mike Santana as the champion. They get this big television deal.
Is that right?
Well, the proof's in the pudding, is it not? Kazarian on top, big money coming in.
Pretty sure they were deep in negotiations before that decision was made.
AMC. I'm a big fan of this, by the way. A lot bigger fan of this than them ending up on CW Network or another channel which already has wrestling programming. I think this is a lot better for TNA to be the sole wrestling programming on AMC, and then they could be kind of a focal point. Maybe we'll even get some crossovers. I mean, Lance Storm could star in the Walking Dead pan.
So Walking Dead was on AMC, as well as Breaking Bad and Mad Men. So they've had some pretty big shows on that channel. And they also had Billy Corgan's pro wrestling-related reality show in 2014. But that never ended up airing. So, again, we don't know the financial details, but it's believed to be about $10 million per year. And we don't know live every week, but nothing was mentioned about it, so I guess we shall see. But good news for TNA. They're not moving to Wednesdays. They're not moving to Wednesdays. That had obviously been rumored. And you know, they're gonna remain on Thursdays, which I think is for the best. You know, I think that's for the best for everybody involved. So on Tuesday morning, Carlos Silva was on Busted Open Radio. He was asked if the TNA-NXT relationship will continue. Absolutely, he said. It's a big part of helping us get this deal. It's a big part of now being able to almost give back a little, provide a big platform for some of those superstars as well. So absolutely, the storylines, the things we're doing together, just going to continue to grow into 2026. Last 5 to 6 months have been awesome. I think there's more to come. 2026 is going to just build off that and be even bigger.
Brian,
Yeah.
I'm on the AMC website right now.
Yeah.
And I mean, right on the front page under featured shows already, TNA Impact premieres January 15th.
That's a good promotion.
So yeah, they're getting a big push right off the bat coming into the new territory. Although they are behind, it appears, 4 Christmases, National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation, The Polar Express, and Elf.
Well,
on
you know,
the docket. So
you know,
those are all big time players.
I was going to say you can ridicule that, but the fact is, every December, there will be like, there's one night where all of a sudden you look at the ratings and it's like, wow, you know, wrestling didn't do so good tonight, and then you look at what else was in like the top 5, and it's like Elf and all of these other movies. I mean, they kill during the holiday season, so they should be ranked above.
No, that's Die Hard.
How would you get out of here? Now, this relationship, this TNA-NXT relationship, I mean, when it first started, it was, you know, what is this going to do for either side? But, I mean, the fact is it's really done well for both sides. I mean, if you look at TNA, hey, listen, whatever you want to say about Santana and the booking of TNA, okay? There's a lot you can say about the booking, but they have drawn their 2 largest audiences of all time for live events this year, and more people are talking about TNA than they have since, gee whiz, well
man,
over a decade.
If you ask me, they're starting to look like they could be the number 2 promotion.
Oh, yeah?
In the
Wow.
world.
Yeah, let's get that on the front page. So anyway, that's the update, and we'll talk more when we know more. But who's going to be watching TNA now that's on AMC?
Vinny.
Anybody? Vinny's already watching it.
Well, he's got to continue.
Yeah, I wonder what this means, by the way, for I guess TNA Plus will continue on, but you know, that was one of the ways that you could watch TNA was to subscribe to TNA Plus. And now it's going to be much easier because, you know, you're talking not only the 57, 60 million homes, but the AMC Plus, I forget how much it costs, but it's not that much.
I think it's like $7.
It's like $7, and you can get everything on there. So, you know, there's going to be a lot of different ways to watch TNA, and it will be easier than ever. The January 15th episode, which is going live, the first show on AMC, those tickets go on sale to the general public December 11th. Pre-sale set to begin on December 9th. And so I presume that that's going to do probably a pretty good attendance as well, quite frankly. They'll probably get some NXT people on the show. There's obviously something going on. There's a storyline with NXT and TNA that's going on. Much stronger in TNA now than on the NXT side. For a while there, the NXT was just TNA people all over the place. Now it's kind of gone the other direction. And in fact, they've got a show coming up this Friday, which has got a lot of NXT wrestlers on the show, including Tyson and Tyreek, and Stax is going to be on the show. Charlie Dempsey, and I think some others as well. But I got to update my lineup. Back in a moment.
King.
Yep, back in a moment. Observer Live. Just a quick note before this free video. If you click like and subscribe, I'd be very thankful. Let's do this unnecessary censorship.
Talk about your Psalms, talk about John 3:16. Austin 3:16 says I just your ass.
That was terrible. Horrible. They weren't the Heart Foundation. They weren't the British Bulldogs, okay? They're two geeks. And this celebration these guys did.
Oh.
I mean, they're like, Sean, give me brother. Yeah.
A place like that?
You two dorks. That's what you did. Why are you so excited?
Because they're awesome.
Okay. That was better than the first one.
It picked up at the end there.
Yes.
Unnecessary censorship.
He beat him. And 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 he beat him. I'm sweating.
Time to stop.
And he beat him.
Was this edited?
And then he beat him. And he
I don't
beat
think
him.
so.
I actually wore that shirt. It just says he beat him. He beat him. He beat him all the way down. Like,
All the way down, you say?
I dropped her off at camp, and the camp counselor just looks at me. She goes, "He beat him and beat him." I was like, "Gag gift."
Brian, would you for me again this week? It's too hot to do much.
That's true. It is too hot to do much.
I guess I just better do it because it came up for me.
I'll wait.
It won't come up again. It's pretty short, so I'll just do it. Yeah. Now I gotta find it back.
Okay.
It isn't
Damn, I'm
coming
gonna
up.
kill you. How about you just it? Okay.
Ouch.
What else we got, Vinny? I hope the granny licks her finger to turn the page. Lick that finger. There'll be
Page
an
2.
unnecessary censorship coming up. Lick that. Okay, let's see. Unnecessary censorship.
So Oro Ethan after the match and gets his ass just into the earth.
Vinny.
And Ethan is leaving, holding his all confident. And then Oro just comes back to life, and now he Ethan's ass.
Oro jumps him from behind.
Yep.
Then he beats his ass after cheap shotting the guy. Haha. That was interesting. That's quite unnecessary. Instead of suffering through the YouTube chat, click like and subscribe. Back in the show, Bryan Alvarez here, Wrestling Observer Live. Filthy Tom joining us here today. And we got a lot to get into. Talk about Raw here in a moment. Obviously, the big news was TNA. Talked a lot about that in the prior segment. Now we got the quick update on the World Tag League. Everyone's favorite, the World Tag League. Jeremy
Blood
Feinstein.
fire.
Speaking of strong style, Jeremy Feinstein has got the update. So for December 2nd, which was basically this morning, A Block Night 5, Bolton Oleg and Yano beat Owens and Yujiro, and Bishamon beat Evil and Don Fale. Kid and Suji beat Shuji Ishikawa and Desperado, and Shingo's War Dragons beat Taichi and Kojima. then for, I think that's the update right now. So the standings at this point, actually there might have been a couple of others since we updated, but I think we did all of these yesterday.
We did.
Okay, so right now we got Desperado and Shuji Ishikawa, Yota Tsuji and Gabe Kidd, and Evil and Don Fale all tied with 6 points. Bishamon, War Dragons, and Yano and Bolton 4 points. Taiji and Kojima at 2 points. Yujiro and Chase Owens are still, they got nothing. And then Ren Narita and Sonata are still at the top of Block B. And pretty much everybody else has 4 points except Tanahashi and ELP, which have 2. So their next B Block show is tomorrow. So that's the update on the World Tag League.
How many points do Yuto Ice, the Jamaican masterpiece, and Oscar, the Knockout Brothers, have?
The Knockout Brothers.
The IWGP World Tag Team Champion Knockout Brothers. Come on, brother.
They got 4 points in the B Block. So they're just right in the mix with everybody else, basically. All right, let's see. Did you see the article, the Trish Spears article in Social Suplex about the Okada-Tanahashi Wrestle Kingdom match?
No.
Yeah, it's a big, long story, which basically takes us through everything leading to the Okada-Tanahashi match at Wrestle Kingdom 20. And we talked about it a lot on Wrestling Observer Radio last night. But basically, it goes over all the details regarding who was going to be Tanahashi's last opponent, who did Tanahashi want, who were the names that were kind of in the mix, so to speak, and what happened there at the end. And basically, you know, when Tanahashi was going to retire, he wanted his final match to be with Shinsuke Nakamura, who was under contract with WWE, and obviously, that would require WWE to give them the A-OK to let Nakamura go and do the match. Now, Nakamura's contract allowed him to do matches outside of WWE in Japan. So he could have done it. He could have just done it. But, you know, doing so, there would have been political ramifications if he was still under contract with WWE, because New Japan works not only with AEW, but also with CMLL. So the AEW issue obviously would be that, you know, we've got our guy, Hiroshi Tanahashi. He's the IWGP World Heavyweight Champion. Normally that would be the main event of the Tokyo Dome. But because it's Tanahashi's retirement, that is almost certainly going to go on last. And it would essentially have a WWE guy going on last for the Tokyo Dome against Tanahashi, and the AEW champion and IWGP champion, he would be wrestling in the semi-main. So that's an issue politically. And then with CMLL, there's the issue that the entire reason that WWE has purchased AAA is to try to put CMLL out of business. And CMLL is working with New Japan, and they wouldn't want a WWE guy in the main event of the Tokyo Dome. And at the end of the day, you know, they started negotiating with Okada, and you know, ultimately Okada was the guy that got picked, and all sides would probably tell a different story. But at the end of the day, if you want to read the entire story, all of the different politics involved, and what people have rumored about why certain things happened and certain things did not, it's up at Social Suplex. Trish Spears has written the article, and you should head up there and check it out because it's got a lot of details and a lot of notes. And did mention, and Dave mentioned last night, that Kenny Omega and Naito were both in discussions, but I don't think either of them were seriously being discussed. The two that were seriously being discussed, and I can tell you this as well, were Nakamura and Okada. And they had been negotiating with Okada for quite a while. So I think they wanted Nakamura if it was going to work, but they also probably figured it's likely not going to work, and so we'll negotiate with Okada and we'll try to get him into the match. So it is Tanahashi Okada. I do think it's going to close the Tokyo Dome. What do you think should go on last, Tom?
I personally just spent 5 minutes as you talked trying to find out if TV Asahi has released the actual time slot and how much time they're giving to the Wrestle Kingdom 20 show when they air it, because I think that's going to determine a lot of what we see. You know what I mean? Is this a situation in which they have 1 hour and they just present Tanahashi and Okada and then the ceremony, and then they can move on and have the double title match after that, not even on television? Is this going to be, a situation in which everything is clipped beforehand and then shown? I think that determines what we're going to see as far as the lineup goes.
So you remember the story about Ric Flair and his claim that street drugs caused the death of Hulk Hogan?
I do remember that claim.
Well, Hogan's...
Was it Kratom?
I don't know what it was. But Hogan's widow, Sky, went on TMZ Sports on Monday and denied all allegations by Ric Flair. That did not happen at all, she said. She said Hogan was under constant care of Morton Plant Hospital in Florida. The only changes to Hogan's medicine came following his neck procedure to make sure whatever he was taking didn't impact his lungs. TMZ additionally asked other family sources about Flair's claim. They all also denied the allegations. Ric Flair on social media said he should have never mentioned it, asked to move past the incident so Hogan's legacy can be focused on instead. He said, "Okay, Sky, I got bad information according to you. I should have never mentioned it. I've known Hogan since 1979. Let's just move past this and concentrate on his legacy, period, end of story. Let's preserve his legacy rather than dwell on any negative energy." And, I mean, the issue here, obviously, is Sky denies that he was taking street drugs. TMZ asked other family sources who denied that that Hogan was taking street drugs. Flair, in his original post, claims that he was taking street drugs, and he heard that through family members. The family members have since denied this. He also said...
Well, you know what? Hulk Hogan does have a lot of brothers.
He also said that whether you believe it or not... Why are you... Are you all right over there? He also said that whether we believe it or not, it would all come to light within the next month. And so I guess it either comes to light in the next month or there was absolutely nothing to what Ric Flair said. My guess is there was absolutely nothing to what Ric Flair said, but that is what he claimed.
Woo! Gave him that information. Hey.
I'm
Bryan?
so glad you chose to do the show here today, Tom. Yes, what would you like to say?
I would like to actually change the tune here and send my condolences to CM Punk and AJ Lee on the loss of Larry, their dog.
I did talk about that in the opening segment, but Larry passed away. And,
sorry.
It's all right. You can give your condolences as well. It sucks. It sucks to lose a pet, especially because, they love that Larry. They were always talking about Larry. And I guess
a lot of people love Larry.
Yeah.
So
he had been, I guess in September, Punk said that Larry had recently gone in for surgery and that he'd been driving to shows with Larry in a stroller as opposed to putting him through flights. So it sounds like Larry had been in poor health there for a while. So, yeah, very sad story. Sad to hear about Larry. Jacob Fatu, not been on TV since he was laid out backstage in October. And PW Insider saying there's talk that he could be back soon. Yeah, we talked about this months ago. He was expected back around Survivor Series, and Survivor Series was Saturday, so I would, in fact, expect him back soon. The original report, for reasons unknown, said that he was out indefinitely, and it would be long into 2026 if he came back.
For dental.
Well, it didn't say that originally. It just said he's out indefinitely, and it's expected to be a long, long, long time. And everybody was like, but it's not a health issue, or it's not an injury, they said. So everybody got really worried. And then later it found out it was dental surgery, and that he would be back soon. So it's very weird how the original story and the actual story were so completely different. Back in a moment with Raw Observer Live. Check out this free video and make sure you hit like and subscribe.
If Truth didn't have the best weekend in this company, then Mr. Iguana did.
Oh, yeah, this guy is over, dude.
We'll get to him in the Worlds Collide review, but
he's got merch up on WWE shop.
He's going to make so much
He's got these
money.
Kids that want to see more Mr. Iguana.
Yeah. So
his face paint is so funny.
I must stop you right here. It's not face paint.
Oh, would you stop?
It's head paint.
Yeah, it looks,
he paints his whole damn head.
It looks like he gets held upside down and they just dunk his head in green paint.
Yes.
It's absolutely bizarre.
And when he's not wrestling, he wears the round silver spectacles.
Yes.
And
he
flicks his tongue constantly.
Yes.
As an iguana would. And Del Toro and Octagon do whatever, and people are patient, but they don't care. And then Iguana tags in, and they are hyped. It took about 7 seconds to make himself my favorite luchador. He starts, I forget who he's in there with, but the guy offers a handshake, and so he licks it because he's an iguana, and then he gets hit with a shoulder tackle, or it's a chop. He takes a chop, he drops to his back, he sticks all four limbs straight in the air.
Yes.
He's playing dead like an iguana would. So then he brings in the puppet. I didn't get the puppet's name. I should have used it 50 times. But it's an iguana puppet that he thinks is real. Well, sometimes.
Already up on WWE shop.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Excellent.
You know if Harley Cameron's doll is on the AEW?
I do not know.
It's not.
Okay.
It's not.
Yeah.
Just throwing that out there.
So he starts doing spots with the puppet in his mouth. He lets the puppet try to get the pin. And amidst all the silliness, Conan says, you know this, Mr. Iguana, he's most popular with children.
I liked how as soon as the puppet started doing spots, Corey Graves goes, is that legal in Mexico? And without skipping a beat, Conan goes, yes.
Low on the list of things you will see in a Lucha Libre match, especially in AAA. So he starts using the puppet more as a weapon, or as a distraction, I should say. But it ends up with Lindsay Dorado getting a hold of this puppet, and he snaps, and he stomps the puppet, and he grabs the puppet, and he Spanish flies the puppet. This crowd is outraged. They're pissed. They're furious. But you know he's even more pissed and furious.
It got more heat than anything else. Maybe on the entire show,
Mr.
actually.
Goddamn Iguana.
They were
who's
furious.
Seething and his eyes are breaking out, and he snaps and just rips ass. He grabs his own lizard and is whipping these guys with it. And then they remember it's just a puppet and they stop selling.
This was a very, very fun match. I liked it a lot. And there's a lot to learn here about marketing.
Yeah.
Back in the show, Bryan Alvarez here, Wrestling Observer Live. Filthy Tom is joining us here today. Filthy, let's do this Raw report. I thought it was better than War Games.
I did actually like the show, yeah. I thought it was a fine professional wrestling show.
Yeah, you know what I thought about that Gunther match with Solo Sikoa?
I bet you really liked it.
I thought it was better than Nikki Bella and Stephanie.
So did I.
Let's get going here.
I'm not here to argue that point. I think that was a much better professional wrestling match than that one, than Nikki Bella and Stephanie. There you go.
Okay.
We agree. Raw live on Netflix last night. Wade and Joe Tess were amongst the heathens in the crowd to open the show. They threw it through a Survivor Series video package. And then after the notables arrived at the arena, Rhea Ripley and Io Sky arrived at the ring to let the Glendale, Arizona, which that is a Phoenix suburb, crowd know that they were not satisfied with winning at War Games. They want revenge, and they are going to go after the Kabuki Warriors Women's Tag Team titles. Instead, Charlotte and Alexa Bliss want their rematch for the titles that they lost, but first, they challenged Rio to take them on tonight in a de facto #1 contenders match. And Adam Pearce was then backstage on the phone, excited about the prospect of this match. He made it official. Ivy Nile showed up. She demanded the first shot at Maxine's newly won Intercontinental title. Adam Pearce said, okay, you got it. I'll make it happen. But Maxine is away training right now, and when she gets done, we'll finalize this. So, Brian, before killing the lead later on, think about what a contrast these women's tag team titles have had since WrestleMania.
What a contrast.
Yeah. They're now in the main event program. We've got tons of women fighting over them.
Yeah.
When months ago, at the biggest show of the year, I couldn't even tell you who the champions were, how they won it, who was in the match, or why it was taking place other than titles exist.
Well, yeah, but I don't want to... I don't want this to become what they did on SmackDown with the men's tag team division, where we had 6 awesome tag teams, and it was just unfocused. Every week a different team gets a shot. I didn't like that.
I'm fine with it because these are main eventers. You know what I mean? It's they did this on SmackDown, but we knew that Fraxium, we knew no matter how great the Motor City Machine Guns are, no matter how much they try to push the MFTs, we know that they are not going to be at the top of the card. And now on Raw, it looks like this is going to be the focus.
Well,
so, I'm all for it.
I will say that I, as much as it is a bunch of main eventers in a main event program, I think they should have ended with the Gunther solo match, because that finish of the main event was freaking atrocious. Atrocious.
Yes, but the aftermath I thought was very good.
That's all right, yeah.
Last time is now semifinals. I mean, we talked about a little bit about how much Gunther and Solo, how awesome that match was, and we'll get to that later. But I thought this match overachieved.
They did overachieve.
In many ways as well. Jey Uso and LA Knight, yeah. They started off pretty hot. Jey hit a fantastic suicide dive. The crowd was chanting, "This is awesome," mere minutes in. Later on, LA Knight tried for the Megaplex, but instead they both fell to the floor. Each man struggled to beat the 10 count, which would have given the winner of the other semifinal a clear shot right to John Cena. However, they beat the 10 count. After a thwarted Uso splash, LA Knight hit a burning hammer. Then he hit the Megaplex. Jey Uso hit a super kick, the spear, went to the top and hit the Uso splash. He repositioned to make the cover, and as he did, LA Knight rolled him up in a crucifix of sorts, and he got the win to advance to the finals of the Last Time Is Now tournament. Afterwards, Jey Uso sat in the corner all distraught, and he paced around the ring. Then he destroyed the Prime Hydration station and left.
You know, there was a period, for a long time actually, where Jey Uso would go out there and he would just have really average matches. And I'd watch Jimmy wrestle, and it's like, Jimmy has better matches than Jey, every time out.
Jimmy Uso's great.
He is
He was
great.
awesome in the War Games.
But, you know what? I don't know if he's got a new agent or what has happened, but he's not wrestling different. He's doing the same stuff. But these Jey Uso matches of late have been so much better. This match, Jey Uso and LA Knight, I mean, it was a legitimately excellent television match. He had that other match in the tournament. Was it with, who was the other match he had? Miz or somebody? But it was like, how could this match possibly be good? It ended up being really good. Rusev, yeah. So, he's been having some very good matches of late. And now it looks like no more Yeet. You know, they had to do that last Yeet in War Games, Tom, because this guy might be turning. Got to get it done.
That's fine. If that's what happens. If that's the impetus for him being angry, realizing that he shouldn't have yeeted, and that was the reason Brock Lesnar killed him, I'm all for it. So Adam Pearce is with Lyra and Bailey. He told them that they were under consideration for a tag title opportunity. They were like, what? Thanks a lot, buddy. They weren't buying it. The Kabuki Warriors approached. Asuka blamed Bailey for her team losing at War Games because Bailey didn't rejoin them. Bailey called them idiots. And Asuka was like, yeah, well, I'm a champion. And tonight, who's in the main event, Bailey? It's Charlotte Flair, not you. We then had the Judgment Day. Liv Morgan conspicuous by her absence at the beginning, of course. Dom said he is the king of the luchadors, the greatest intercontinental champion of all time. He thanks everyone in the Judgment Day. He thanks Liv Morgan. She comes down to the ring. Dom said they knew Cena would catch on to their plan eventually, so they had to play the ace up their sleeve with Liv. She took the mic. She said that the Judgment Day has been having some problems, but now that she is back, they officially run Monday Night Raw. Then she slapped Dom and jumped into his arms for an embrace.
Yeah, you know what I think is going to happen?
They're splitting this group. Is what's happening.
You know what I think is going to happen? I think the group is going to stay together. I think that they're teasing that Liv is going to turn on Dom, or they're all going to turn on Roxanne. But what I think is going to happen, they're going to turn on Raquel. She's going to be out. Go singles babyface. And Liv and Roxanne will be going after the tag team titles. I don't think it's going to happen imminently because they don't do things fast, but I think that's where this is going.
Natty's training Maxine at the dungeon. Adam Pearce then talked to ref Eddie Orengo backstage. This was interesting. He basically asked him to go undercover and collect dirt on who could have been underneath the hooded attack during the men's War Games match. Paul Heyman was on the show earlier, and Pierce wasn't buying what he was saying backstage. What isn't this against like PR? You know what I mean?
No,
or HR. Where's HR when it comes to this? He's sending him undercover to collect dirt.
He's not asking him to do anything illegal. He just wants to say, hey, have you heard anything? See if anyone's heard anything about who was under that mask.
He said he was going to take care of him if he takes care of him.
Yeah, he just
that sounds like they're a little bit of chicanery. They're in cahoots.
Just see if you hear anything, brother.
All right. Dragon Lee and AJ Styles defended the WWE tag titles against one of the most decorated teams in history, the New Day. New Day jumped them early on, although Dragon Lee fired back by giving Woods a Hurricane Rana off the apron onto Kingston. Lee made the tag to AJ, who ran wild with some strikes, but he got cut off with a cool double-team wheelbarrow leg drop for 2. AJ locked on the calf crusher. Woods broke it up. AJ Lee had a double-team power bomb. Then Woods and Kingston hung Dragon Lee up in the ropes, and Kofi gave him a leaping drop kick for 2. That was sick. Woods then went for the Trouble in Paradise. Lee hit a hidden blade. AJ put Kofi on the ropes. Lee came off with a double stomp, which sent Kofi flying into the arms of AJ Styles, who hit a Styles clash as Lee dove over the top, and they retained the titles. One of the darndest moves you ever did see at the finish of this match, although AJ Styles has done this before, like 20
Actually,
years ago.
it's a this spot is a Young Bucks spot they've been doing lately.
Yeah, I know, but they don't go into the
Styles Clash. But it's a really cool looking move. This was a very, very good match. And
you know who makes that one happen? The guy taking it. So Kofi Kingston. Yeah. Kofi Kingston's the one that pulled that one off. Insane.
Spring off into the thing. This was a good match.
Yep. Women's champion Stephanie Vaquer was cutting a backstage promo in Spanish language when Liv approached and said she's back. The Vision came to the ring. Heyman said that on the first anniversary of Raw on Netflix in January, CM Punk will defend the title live on Netflix against the uncrowned heavyweight champion Braun Breaker. Braun then took the mic, and they made sure that you knew this was the best promo that he's ever cut. This was his mic drop promo, the biggest one of his career. Said he was disappointed by how easy it was to pin CM Punk after hearing how great he was, then standing across from him at War Games and realizing that he's nothing but a punk ASS. I'm not even going to say the other word. Some expletives.
We got 3 minutes left.
He talked about Punk, asking him if he's ready to cut promos with the big boys now. He said, consider the promo cut. Punk can't stand up to the real best of the world, which is him. And he slammed the mic down and left.
Even though I rushed you, I got to say this. Sometimes there's an incredible promo that becomes legendary that's actually organic. The pipe bomb is a good example. Like, the pipe bomb was just supposed to be a heel promo by CM Punk against the babyface company. It totally backfired. People saw it as but it's like a legendary thing. And then there's promos like this, which are designed to be legendary, and those don't always work. But I thought that they did an excellent job. Braun did an excellent job. Everybody you could see, it was like their whole role was to like, oh my God, I can't believe this great promo this guy cut. It was incredible. I thought they 90% pulled it off. Yeah.
You know what they did pull off was a fantastic match between Gunther and Solo Sikoa.
Freaking awesome.
Oh my God, these guys, this is the best Solo Sikoa match you ever saw. I mean, I don't know where you put it in the annals of awesome Gunther matches, but this one was up there. But it was nothing
honest.
crazy. This was a fantastic professional wrestling match.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Between two heels that nobody cared about early because it was heel versus heel. And by the end, they're going wild.
The crowd's there's a portion of the crowd chanting, let's go Gunther. And then there's a portion that's like, no. Solo's our guy tonight. So they're dueling back and forth. Let's go Gunther. Let's go Solo. Tala Tonga interferes. Crowd hates it. And this leads to Gunther hitting a mule kick on Tala Tonga. The ref is kind of distracted by that. He hits a low blow kick straight to the nards on Solo Sikoa.
Excuse me.
Power bombs him, and he gets the pin. This was awesome.
Yeah, I thought this match was fantastic. And they cut to the crowd afterwards, and dudes just start standing up. They're doing like the full standing ovation for this match. All right, we'll talk about the main event after the break, everybody. Observer Live. Just a quick note before this free video. If you click like and subscribe, I'd be very thankful. Okay, can everyone hear it?
Yeah.
There's a mystery bell at Granny's house. She can't hear it. Take off your headphones for a second.
I had them on wrong anyway.
Okay.
I can't get them on right. What?
Right, take them off and listen.
You have in your elbow?
Is the fan on a computer?
Nothing.
All right, well, this is going to be an exciting show.
Gonna have bells ringing through the whole thing, and it's every week. It's got to be me.
Do you have a neighbor that's an ice cream man
No,
practicing out there?
I got a neighbor that smokes marijuana.
I'm sure you do. I guess
Whatever that noise is, I mean, it's still going.
Yeah, it's not going to stop, dude.
Brian, do you want me to get off here and go see if open the door and see if there's anything out there?
You think something's out the front door?
Is he ringing the bell the entire time?
No, Granny, you don't.
Let me in. Let me in.
It's fine. It's fine.
If it's death, don't open the door.
Thank you, Craig. This person thinks it's a stove timer.
Have you burned the roast?
No, I don't have a stove. You want me to just get off here?
No. We're going to barrel through it.
I'd love it.
You're not even doing anything. Granny, Nick says that you've got an old-fashioned analog alarm clock in Terry's bedroom.
I don't know. I got a new alarm clock, battery operated. Is that what she meant?
Well, whatever it is, it's going haywire right now.
Oh, it might be my alarm.
Do you think?
But it's way back in the bedroom.
Don't worry about it right now. But when the show's over, you might want to go...
That's what it is.
Okay.
Solve the mystery.
Is there a reason you didn't turn it off when it started ringing?
Well, I wasn't in there. I didn't.
Duh.
I took a nap. I took a nap and set the alarm. I thought I shut it off, but I probably didn't.
No,
You probably didn't.
That's life.
I would say with a good deal of certainty that you didn't turn it off.
Brian, that's life around here.
Yeah, I'm well aware. I do the show with Dave, too.
Say,
Hear all sorts of things in the background.
did I do that? You know,
Yeah, you did do that.
or I thought I did that, but I didn't.
In there.
I wake up and I see lights on, and I say, I didn't turn those lights on. What's going on?
Maybe the place is haunted.
Could be.
Okay.
It's my brain that's haunted.
Well, I hope not. Instead of suffering through the YouTube chat, click like and subscribe. Take us through this main event, Tom.
The main event set up in the opening segment, Rhea Ripley and Io Sky taking on Charlotte Flair and Alexa Bliss. This built to Rhea and Charlotte getting in the ring together after like 8 minutes of action, and the crowd was going crazy, and everybody started hitting finishers, big moves. The action was hot and heavy. The crowd was into it. And then what happened? All 4 women were down. The Kabuki Warriors ran down.
God.
They got in the ring and started kicking them.
That's all you could come up with? God.
That was it. My notes, and I concur, say, screw this. They put the boots to all 4 women until it got better. Lyra and Bailey ran down. Liv Morgan and Raquel and Roxanne ran down. They annihilated everyone in this women's division, and they ended the show on top. And it does seem that indeed, as Liv Morgan promised, the Judgment Day is back on top, and they run Monday Night Raw.
So there you go. That's the update on Raw, everybody. I thought it was a good show.
That
Much
was a good
better.
professional wrestling show. A good professional wrestling action. Only one bad screwjob finish at the end, but they made up for it with a good brawl, I thought.
You know what's amazing is SmackDown. You know, they were 3 hours and it was atrocious. And then they moved back to 2 hours, and for a while it was still kind of atrocious. But now it's like, it's been really good the last several weeks, maybe month, maybe a couple months. And now they're just about to go back to 3 hours. God, I don't like it. All right. We got to wrap it up, everybody. I'll be back tomorrow with more. Lance will be joining us. We'll talk about TNA. Brian and Vinny's show tonight, 20 years ago on TNA Impact, December 3, 2005. I'll talk to you next time. Wrestling Observer Live.